When the UEFA Nations League 2026-2027 draw placed Cristiano Ronaldo and Erling Haaland in the same group, headlines across Europe instantly framed it as a destined showdown between two goal-scoring machines from different generations. Only then did many fans realize a startling truth. Despite years at the very top of world football, the two had never faced each other in an official match. It sounded almost impossible, yet it was entirely true. Both had breathed the relentless air of the Premier League. Both had terrorized defenses in the Champions League. Both had turned goal-scoring into something mechanical, inevitable. And yet, the lines of fate had always run parallel, close enough to almost touch, only to drift apart at the final second, leaving millions wondering how such a meeting had never happened. The closest they ever came was on October 2, 2022, during the fiery Manchester Derby at the Etihad Stadium between Manchester City and Manchester United. At that time, Haaland was the new storm sweeping across England in City's sky blue, while Ronaldo, back at United, carried the weight of legacy and expectation. The football world held its breath, anticipating a symbolic duel between the young number 9 and the iconic number 7. But the script twisted unexpectedly. Manchester City demolished their city rivals 6-3. Haaland shone brilliantly with a hat trick, asserting himself as the new king of Manchester. On the opposite bench, Ronaldo sat in silence. He did not step onto the pitch for a single minute. After the match, Erik ten Hag explained that he chose not to bring Ronaldo on out of respect for his great career. Diplomatic words, perhaps, but they marked the end of what would have been the only Premier League encounter between the two predators. When Ronaldo was conquering Europe with Real Madrid and later Juventus, Haaland was still a raw talent at Molde, then developing at Salzburg and Borussia Dortmund. By the time the Norwegian exploded into superstardom at Manchester City, Ronaldo had already departed Europe's brightest stage for a new chapter at Al Nassr. Their timelines were always slightly out of sync, just enough to prevent a collision. That is why their upcoming meeting in the Nations League is far more than a routine group stage match. It feels like destiny correcting itself. For years, fans have debated the hypothetical, peak Ronaldo versus prime Haaland, who would prevail? Soon, the discussion will no longer be theoretical. Between them lies an invisible bond, the relationship of idol and successor. Haaland has never hidden his admiration for Ronaldo. Growing up in Norway, he viewed CR7 as the ultimate template for greatness. In 2020, while playing for Dortmund, Haaland openly expressed his desire to meet Ronaldo and thank him for the inspiration that helped shape his own path. That admiration extended beyond words. Haaland studied Ronaldo's diet, training routines, and relentless discipline. The famous story of Patrice Evra visiting Ronaldo's home only to find a table covered with plain boiled fish and water became legendary. Haaland read that story and reportedly adopted a similarly strict nutritional regime. He understood that natural talent is only a starting point. Sustaining excellence for nearly 2 decades, as Ronaldo has done, requires extraordinary self-control. Few people are better positioned to compare the two than Ruben Dias, who has shared a dressing room with both. Diaz once pointed out that their greatest similarity lies in mentality, an insatiable hunger for goals. They do not simply want to score, they want to keep scoring, relentlessly. 2 goals are not enough. A hat trick is still insufficient. That endless dissatisfaction is what transformed them into 2 of the most fearsome goal machines of their eras. Ronaldo redefined the modern forward through versatility, athleticism, aerial dominance, and ruthless efficiency. Haaland, in his own way, is upgrading that definition with extraordinary physical power and astonishing scoring efficiency. If Ronaldo represents perfection refined over time, Haaland embodies instinct sharpened to a lethal edge. The 2025-2026 season has seen Haaland rediscover blistering form. He has shattered milestone after milestone, scoring in 12 consecutive matches across all competitions, a feat Ronaldo once achieved for Real Madrid and the Portuguese national team. Haaland has rapidly climbed into the ranks of the Champions League's greatest scorers at a remarkably young age. Matching his idol's records just before finally meeting him in person only adds more intrigue to the occasion. Meanwhile, Ronaldo, now past 40, has shown no intention of stepping aside. His contract extension with Al Nassr until 2027 signals that his ambition to compete at the 2026 World Cup is very real. Nearly 1,000 career goals is an extraordinary tally, but the World Cup trophy remains the missing jewel in his crown. The Nations League thus becomes more than a competition. It is preparation for one final global quest. On the other side, Haaland approaches the 2026 World Cup with the excitement of someone experiencing it for the first time. Norway's impressive qualification campaign has ended a decades-long absence from football's grandest stage. Alongside Martin Odegaard, Haaland represents a golden generation, reigniting belief in Norwegian football. For them, the Nations League is an opportunity to prove that their resurgence is not temporary. The moment the draw was announced, social media erupted. Ronaldo's supporters insisted that experience and class would prevail. Haaland's fans countered that a new era has already begun. Such debates only elevate the symbolic value of the encounter. Ronaldo once remarked that a player can have one extraordinary season, but true greatness is measured by repeating excellence year after year. It was both praise and challenge directed at the younger generation. To truly inherit the throne, Haaland must not only produce explosive numbers, but also endure the test of time, something Ronaldo has mastered for nearly 2 decades. When the referee's whistle signals kickoff between Portugal and Norway, it will not simply begin a match. It will mark a historical intersection where past and present collide. On one side stands the icon who shaped an era. On the other stands the defining striker of the new generation, determined to rewrite the standards. Perhaps Ronaldo will score, perhaps Haaland will deliver another devastating performance, or perhaps neither will find the net. But regardless of the outcome, the mere sight of them standing on the same pitch, exchanging glances before kickoff, will already feel monumental. Fate once denied their meeting in Manchester and in the Champions League, yet football has a poetic way of arranging its own endings. This time, when 2 goal-scoring titans finally face one another, the world will witness more than a game. It will witness a dialogue between generations, driven by ambition, discipline, and an unquenchable desire to send the ball into the net.